Hi everyone, this week is another double Parsha of Achrei Mot-Kedoshim. Now, leading up to this week's double Parsha, we have many Parshiot, as Vayikra is known for, of these very in detailed descriptions of what goes on in the Mishkan, later in the Beit HaMikdash, and seemingly we get to this Parsha of Kedoshim and we just drop the Mishkan completely, and we start talking about our interpersonal relationships, our relationships with our parents, and how to do business with each other. And it seems like we've totally dropped the Mishkan, something that we were talking about in such depth the past many weeks, months. So I heard from a good friend of mine, Rav Shlomo Deutsch, who explained as follows: we didn't lose the Mishkan. On the contrary, the Mishkan has been put as the center of the way we should think about our lives as a whole. And we just spent all this time learning about how the Mishkan, how the Beit HaMikdash, later the Beit HaMikdash would function, from the little tiny details that we've spoken about of how the Kohanim act, the priests, how everything was built, how people come bring their korbanos, their sacrifices, right, to the smallest details. We've studied in depth how all this happens. Now we're supposed to take the attitudes and all of the lessons from the Beit HaMikdash, from the Mishkan, and pull them into our daily lives, into our interpersonal relationships, into the relationships with our parents and in business, etc. Right? And my bracha for all of us this week is that we should all be able to go and look at Parshat Kedoshim and all of these reminders that may not seem like at face value has any connection to everything that we've spoken about for the past month or so in Sefer Vayikra, in the book of Vayikra, Leviticus. And instead we should look at these past Parshiot as a way to really frame the way we behave and act and live as we keep going Parsha and Parsha. And with that, I wish everyone a Shabbat Shalom.